Hello everyone, my name is Anna and today we will explore how the English language format of the Australian Citizenship Test influences the cultural identity of refugees in Australia. We will begin by defining some key concepts followed by an overview of the Australian Citizenship Test. Then we'll examine the test through the lenses of acculturation and assimilation, and after that we'll explore two case studies before concluding our discussion. Now, let's explore some key concepts that are central to this discussion, such as citizenship and cultural identity, which you can see on the screen. For refugees, citizenship provides a sense of acceptance and security, allowing them to participate fully in society. The process of gaining citizenship can affirm a refugee's identity, bridging their cultural roots with their new national community and fostering a sense of pride in both their heritage and their new home. The Australian Citizenship Test is a multiple-choice exam that plays a key role in gaining citizenship. However, its English-only format creates challenges for refugees from non-English speaking backgrounds. While there is no formal language proficiency requirement, applicants must understand and respond in English, which can exclude those still developing their English language skills. Critics argue that this approach prioritizes language over a person's ability to integrate. Research suggests the test impacts cultural identity, since if their cultural background is not reflected, it can lead to feelings of exclusion rather than belonging. Since its introduction in 2007, concerns about fairness and bias have been raised. The Australian Human Rights Commission and other organisations warn that the test may disadvantage refugees and those with limited education. Humanitarian visa holders have the highest failure rates, underscoring the need for review as repeated attempts to pass can undermine their connection to Australian society, reinforcing a divide between their legal status and their sense of belonging. The Australian Citizenship Test can shape whether migrants assimilate or acculturate. McNamara highlights that its presentation of Australian customs and history may not reflect the experiences of non-English speaking refugees, raising fairness concerns. Jupe argues that its uniform approach marginalizes those who wish to retain their cultural identity, favoring assimilation over acculturation. Refugee language proficiency often remains limited over time, showing that integration is more than just language. Vietnamese refugees from the 70s and 80s, despite language barriers, succeeded through business, cultural ties, and community contributions, challenging the assumption that monolingual proficiency defines integration. Let's now turn to a case study on South Sudanese refugees in Australia. Many South Sudanese refugees arrived in the early 2000s through Australia's humanitarian program, and much of the research on this community was conducted in the years following their arrival. This study highlights how integration and identity formation are shaped by factors such as language and citizenship. One of the most significant milestones in this process is gaining Australian citizenship. More than just a legal requirement, it influences how individuals perceive their belonging in Australia. In this sense, it plays a key role in shaping identity. On the other hand, the Hazara people, Afghanistan's third largest ethnic group, have faced decades of persecution. Through interviews in Adelaide and regional South Australia, a study conducted among Hazara refugees in Australia between 2013 and 2016 explored how they navigate their identities. One key finding was the concept of civic belonging, where identity is linked to Australian citizenship rather than ethnic background. As Foster and Hartley explain, civic belonging is based on shared rights and responsibilities, not cultural ties. Ahmed, a 33-year-old participant, summed it up. When you call yourself Aussie, you integrate and have a sense of belonging in the community. We are Australian, now I'm an Aussie. This suggests that for many, without official recognition and as Australians, a true sense of identity remains elusive. However, while the citizenship test can be a source of empowerment, it also presents challenges as they balance their bicultural identity with the demands of assimilation. This highlights the complex relationship between language, citizenship, and cultural identity. In conclusion, citizenship is a vital marker of cultural identity for refugees, signifying their acceptance and participation in Australian society. However, the structure of the Australian Citizenship Test may inadvertently marginalise refugees by prioritising language proficiency over other aspects of cultural and social integration. With over 32% of the population born overseas and more than 300 languages spoken, Australians' diversity underscores the need for citizenship policies that balance language requirements with broader considerations of identity and belonging. Experts argue that reforming the test, such as introducing multilingual options, could create a more inclusive and equitable process, better aligning with Australia's multicultural values. Language is a crucial factor in cultural identity and integration, but it should not be the sole determinant of belonging. Thank you very much for your time, and I'm open to receiving any questions. Thank you.